Good afternoon. Wow. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. After a long weekend, I took an extra day off. Joey and I both did. Took an extra day off, but now we're here. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, and let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. Loud and clear. Not just loud, but loud and clear. Nobody's chatting. What is up with this? I know we just started, but nobody's chatting yet. What's up with you guys? Gosh, you guys, it's not Monday. It's not Monday. Today is Wednesday. You guys need to be on it, on it, on it, on it. Cigar says, hello, Glenn. Hope it's a good day for you. It's been a busy day. It's been a busy day. Had Jockey Club. I was on with Susan today as well. We talked about the difference between news and noise. We talked about our processes that we use when we're doing research, which was really cool conversation to have. And then I'm here. So a lot of talking today, a lot of interacting with you guys, loud and clear, and have my Cafe Bustelo. Way to go, Scott boy. Man, I had my Cafe Bustelo on with Susan. All right, so, and I had some this morning. Somebody, there it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Man, that was Clint Eastwood, right? Clint Eastwood, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Loud and clear, and there we go. All right, so thank you, John. I appreciate that. Good to see you as well, Hitman Heart. I'm trying to get the people. We got us in here now, about 153 people. And this is going to be a good conversation today in regards to the debt ceiling news, or lack thereof. And how that's affecting the market. So make sure right now, Joey's going to put the link up in the chat. I want everybody to share the link. Everybody needs, whoever is investing in the stock market or is thinking about investing in the stock market or want to know more about the stock market, they need to come to these live streams so they get a better feel of what's going on in the market. I think that a lot of people are becoming scared about being in the market, right? And leaving the market. This ain't the time to be leaving, because if the market is going down, it's going to present great opportunities for you guys to make money in the market, but you're going to need to know when. Joey put the link in the chat. I want everybody to take a moment, share that link. That's the link to the live stream right now. Share that link on your social circles. Let's get people here. People need to know what's going on in the market. Can you go over the truth chart? Not here, James, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to reserve that for the people who are subscribers to the VectorVest software. We talk about it there. I don't want to give away everything that we do in the software. Not everybody here is a VectorVest subscriber. So we talk about it weekly. We do talk about it weekly if you're a subscriber. That's where it needs to be. Does that make sense, James? All right, that's where it needs to be. But if people want to understand and get a better feeling about what's going on in the market and wants to know more about the truth chart, do you know that you can take a 30-day subscription to the VectorVest software for 99 cents? That's right, 99 cents. Go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. Stands for YouTube. If you want access to everything that I show here on all of my live streams, go do that. 99 cents for 30 days. Not only that, if you don't like the software, we'll give you back your 99 cents before 30 days if that's what you want. There it is. Joey put the link in there too. And one last thing before we get started. If you're brand new to the channel, you're just stopping by. 1, hello. 2, if you like the content that you see here, don't forget to hit the like button. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. All right, so a lot of things going on. We want to inform as many people as we can, especially people who have questions about the stock market, people who are scared to be in the stock market, people who don't understand the stock market. I want to help to educate as many people as we possibly can, because we do the work, you reap the rewards. That's why I always ask for you to share the live link. And after this is up and recorded, folks, when you're watching this as a VOD video on demand, don't forget you can still share the recording with the people in your social circles too. There's no reason why we can't have hundreds, even thousands of people in our live stream. All it takes is for one of you who have a lot of followers to put it on your live stream and get your followers to just click in. That's all I'm asking for. All right, that's all I'm asking for. So today's theme is the debt ceiling. Is it going to be resolved or not? The House, I believe, is getting ready to vote on what seems to be some kind of compromise. And why is that important? It's more political than anything. Well, it is more political, but it still affects the stock market as well. And I think that the market is feeling the effects. If you look on the side here, everything is in the red today. All of the major indices are in the red. And then we've got 2 red lights in the color guard as well. All of our major market timings are all down. And I think that the market is just waiting to see what Congress is going to do. All right. And from that perspective, let's go take a look at what's going on in the market. Let's go put this on. As I look at the market timing graph, let me move this over a little bit. That's right. I got my cowboy hat on. Interesting that I don't have my boots on today, though. I just got my cowboy hat, no boots. How come nobody ever raises my debt ceiling? Fireblazer, because you're not the government. That's why. You're just Fireblazer. That's right. Now, me and Joey's debt ceiling keeps getting raised because, we talk about the market. Well, my debt ceiling keeps getting raised. All right. So thank you, Sal. Sal says, great hat. Thank you. Thank you, partner. All right. So this is the market. Days like today with stocks like NVIDIA are difficult to trade the chart of NVIDIA. Oops, what happened? NVIDIA is effectively with every tech. So as a matter of fact, what I've been saying about NVIDIA and the chip stocks. What have I been saying about NVIDIA and the chip stocks? It's all about AI. AI is driving all of this. Dan, that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. And a stock that's going to report earnings this week, C3AI, I think is going to be just like what happened with NVIDIA. NVIDIA blew earnings out of the water. I think that C3I might. We'll take a look. That's a story that I have on today. We'll see if I think that it really will beat earnings expectations or not. But I'm looking at today's market activity, big red candle, but look at the buildup of the wick at the bottom of the candle, showing me some buying pressure. Your debt ceiling gets raised every time you ask for credit card for more credit. I don't do that. I hear, and that's a real statement though. Every time you ask for more credit or credit raise, absolutely right. Good afternoon, Maria. Glad to have you. Do you want fish with your chips? What are you talking about, Fireblazer? Sigh. But howdy, Maria. Good to see you. Investors are beginning to recognize that the true risk this time around lies not in the failure to reach an agreement, but rather in escalating and concerning the nature of the debt problem. So one of the things that I've been talking about in regards to the debt ceiling too is this is more fear than anything. And I think that the news is promoting more fear than anything. Okay. Is it going to happen? Are we going to get a deal? The answer to that is yes, 100%. I don't think either side wants to be blamed for us defaulting on bills. Number one. Number two, nobody talks about this, but as far as the money that we take in every month, we have enough to pay our bills. Nobody talks about that. We have enough money to pay our bills. All right. But we go on to, well, we're going to run out of money and and it does promote a lot of fear. The debt is higher than GDP. So the money that I found a story. Richard, that stated, and I wish, I don't know if I tweeted it or not. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can always go search for @GlennTompkins Jr. I tweet a lot of stuff. All right. So again, Richard, I found something and I tweeted it. I think that I did. That we do bring in enough money to pay our bills. And you're right, though. The debt is higher than GDP, the gross domestic product. That's, what we bring in. There's more to that, Richard. There is more to that. And I did an article. I swear that I tweeted it. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost sure that I did. That really talks about what nobody else talks about. That's why I tweeted it. That we do have the money to pay our bills on a monthly basis. So I hear what you're saying. And again, I wish that I remembered where I got the story and when I tweeted it out. but it's there. It is there. All right. GDP, gambling, debt problem, says Fireblazer. Fireblazer's on one today. All right. So that's where we stand today. We're waiting for the house to do whatever it needs to do. Let's go put this on intraday. There's the trepidation this morning when we were doing the Jockey Club, our live trading room. And now as we're getting closer to the market close, which is in about an hour and 50 minutes, the market's picking up a little bit of optimism. All right, look at that move up, picking up a little bit of optimism. We are just printing money to pay interest on debt, says Fireblazer. The more we print money, the more money we spend. You know something? The more worthless the dollar becomes. That happens. Nobody's starting to talk about that either. But I've done videos on the value of the dollar and possibly being usurped as the world's reserve currency. Hopefully you've been watching those videos. I just did another video like that over the weekend. If you haven't watched it already, please do. I've now made 3 videos on the value of the dollar falling. But are we at a point where we could be usurped as the world reserve currency? If you want the answer to that, check out the videos that we have on YouTube. All right, do we want to hold index contras bought this morning? Tom, I have tight stops on them. Remember, I can't watch them all throughout the day. As a matter of fact, let me bring this over. I still have these. All right, I still have these. Let me close that out. What are we in? Wow, we getting beat up on these. We're down 3% today. Tom, the answer to your question is probably no. Profit locker. See, that's the reason. Sigh. Let me go adjust these stops, edit the stop criteria. This is what we do in our Jockey Club room. Profit locker pro, aggressive. Those weren't changed. So we did get into more of these stocks after the Jockey Club this morning, Tom, but we're getting smoked. We are definitely getting smoked, but I tightened the stops on them. You're welcome, Tom. I just so happen to have this open. Just so that you know, we have real money portfolios that we day trade. This one's getting beaten up. But our other two, 4.24% sitting in cash, 3.65% sitting in cash. And then we jumped on board with the shorts. We've got 4 short stocks. So we're managing 4 real money portfolios every day, live day trading in our Jockey Club. And just, man, that's getting beat up a little bit. Just so that you can see what's going on. Let it go. Nope, I'm not letting it go. I'm going to let the stops manage. I'm going to let the stops manage them. That's what I'm going to do. Let the stops manage them. But we are getting a little bit of a rebound coming in towards the latter part of the day. And that's what we got going on. Tom, that's, again, no problem, my friend. But again, I got stops on them. Are you a millionaire now with your day trades? I've made a lot of money day trading. That's all I'm going to say. How about that? I made a lot of money day trading. All right. Now, let's talk about what's moving the market. All right. Let's get into some of the news. Put that on web. So, you know, everybody's talking about the debt ceiling. That's the major news today. U.S. stocks are falling as investors await the key vote on the debt ceiling deal. Is it going to happen or not? Right? Is it going to happen or not? And I think that the House votes on it after the House, and the Senate's got to vote on it. And, you know, excuse me. There was some levels of having to come to the table and compromise. And of course, both sides didn't get everything they wanted. That's what compromise is all about. And we're going to see if the deal has enough votes in the House to get through and then through the Senate to get through. But that's what's going on. All right. He's a millionaire day trader. He started with $1 billion now. Wow, Mark, really? Really? Wow. Hold on. What am I going to do for you, Mark? Hold on. I got to do the laugh because that was funny. All right, so that's the big news for today. And I think as we get closer and closer to a vote, I think people are thinking the same way that I am, that a deal is going to be done, but it ain't done yet. Another story, summer sees higher Fed interest rates, and increased U.S. taxes. So when you start to talking about the Fed chairs and all that stuff, not the Fed chairman, which is Jerome Powell, but all the other Fed people, you know, chiming in on what they think. This is a former Fed, though. Former Treasury Secretary Lawrence Summers sees U.S. interest rates headed higher in the short run and U.S. taxes rising significantly in the longer run as the world's biggest economy comes to grips with persistent inflation problem and burgeoning government debt. Persistent inflation problem. Where was this persistent? A lot of the inflation problem happened because we had an economy that was rocking and rolling. Part of the reason why the economy was rocking and rolling is because we put a lot of money into the economy. I don't know where the persistent inflation comes from. It's inflation. It hit. The Fed is going after it. A lot of people feel that the Fed went too hard too fast. Well, he went too hard in the time frame that he had to, because he let inflation run hotter than it should have, because he said that it was transitory. All right, so I'm all of the mindset that we're going to have another raise in June. A lot of people out there think he's going to pause in June. I think he's going to have to keep on going. Next story, where is the U.S. economy headed? And this, I got from the Journal. This was a very interesting article. All right, talking about recession, a little recession here. Look at what happened each time. So if we scroll down, all right, so this is lending standards, and this is GDP change. So I scroll down, lending conditions for companies, consumers, and real estate developers tightened this spring to levels not seen since the height of the COVID pandemic. An analysis of public and private lending data by the Wall Street Journal shows. The flow of cash on Wall Street was already slowing this winter, but recent turmoil in the regional banks made it worse. The slowdown is a consequence of the Federal Reserve's interest rate hiking campaign against inflation, and it means that there is now less money available for U.S. businesses and households to hire new workers, build plants, and pay bills. Hire new workers. Okay. U.S. job openings. Next story. U.S. job openings rose in April, reversing a 3-month decline. We went and found employers posting top 10 million in layoffs fell. All right. So I wanted to use that last bit in regards to less money for looking for new workers. But I want to come back to this because every time the lending standards tighten, boom, we got into a recession. Tighten, we got into a recession. Tighten. We ain't there yet, but a lot of people think that we're going to have a recession. I think that we're already in a recession, but nonetheless, man, this is tough times. Definitely is tough times. How identify stocks that cross the 50, 20-day moving day on the app? Fabricio, let me talk about that on Friday. I don't think that I can search for it on the app because the app has built-in searches that you can look for. Actually, I can build my own searches, and if I've got the premium, I think that I could use that on the app, looking at my own searches. So I can build a search if I've got the desktop version that will turn over and that I can look at on the app. Matthew says, hey, Glenn, before VectorVest, I would DCA. What's that mean? When stocks drop, like today. Now sit back and wait for the market timing indicator to get out of somewhat bearish. Does that have more to do with buying momentum calls? DCA. I would DCA. What does DCA? Put DCA. The debt ceiling issues present a much greater risk than currently perceived. Although prior concerns have proven to be mostly peripheral, today's circumstances are quite unique. The debt ceiling issue is a problem. It is a problem. I still think that it gets rectified. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think it gets rectified. The problem is people don't know when and who's going to win in the end. I think both sides should win. That's what compromise is about. Should I sell MOD or hold? Lorena, let's see when I get an opportunity. Oh, dollar cost average. Let's see when I give you an opportunity to look at stocks. dollar cost average when stocks drop. And now see, I'm not a fan of dollar cost averaging. And Dr. DeLito is the same way. I don't believe in dollar cost averaging. If the stock is not doing what you want it to do, sell it and wait for another opportunity. But you would rather to be in stocks that are doing exactly what you want. Now, I understand from the standpoint of dollar cost averaging that you want to lower the price point of your stock. The only people who I could suggest dollar cost averaging are people that have got a lot of money in the market. These are stocks that they're buying that they know they want to hold long term, and they can dollar cost average down because that's money that you're not going to miss if you're losing out on. But if I'm new to the market, or if I'm trying to hold stocks long and I don't have a lot of money in the market, I'm not dollar cost averaging because that's biting into my portfolio of money that I need. Does that make sense to everybody in the room? All right. So my stance on dollar cost averaging is I would rather to not do that. I would rather to have you in stocks that are doing exactly what you want them to do, whether it's to go up or down in the market, rather than waiting for the stock to come to me. Does that make sense to everybody? I need everybody to answer that. And you may not all agree with that, and that's fine. It's my insight in regards to dollar cost averaging. It's my insight. It's just not something I would rather to do. I would rather to spend the money to find the stocks that are going up in price rather than, oh, I know this is going to go up in price, but I'm going to buy more because it's going down and I know I'm going to like it. I want to buy more. And if I don't have a lot of money in the market, that's hurting my portfolio and stunting my ability to grow my portfolio. But if I got a ton of money in the market, Alan, if I got a lot of money in the market, and if I can dollar cost average without missing that money, then that works for you. But let's say I've got $5,000 in the market and I like a stock and I dollar cost average. I'm biting into my potential ability to make money. And what if that stock goes down for a year and I dollar cost average? Now I'm down 20, 30% in my portfolio, $5,000 portfolio. Does that afford me to live to fight another day? How long before that stock actually goes up? Maybe then when it does go up, does it actually overcome all that dollar cost averaging you were doing? Because you got a break-even point. You were putting good money after bad money, good money after bad money, good money after bad money. At some point in time, you're going to have a point of diminishing returns. And even if it does rise, does it overcome all of that money that you've put in? I understand you did bring down the cost value of that stock. But that stock still has to go up to overcome all that dollar cost averaging down. So, Alan, that's what I mean. I'm not a fan of dollar cost averaging. Unless, again, you got a lot of money in the market and that stock that you're dollar cost averaging down and you're losing money on right now, as long as that's money that you don't need right now and that you can afford to lose out on, but long term you feel you're going to make money on. All right. So that's my answer to the question. And Alan, you were the only one out of the few people that did respond that said no. That's the reason why I wanted to answer your question. Matthew says, love you, Glenn. Thank you. You're welcome, my friend. You're welcome. I averaged down on XROF when someone told me to buy it. I don't know who told you to buy it. Nobody from VectorVest told you to buy it. For the record, DCA worked on XROF so far. And you know something? Mark, was that money that you didn't need to have? Was that money in portfolio money that you could afford to lose or that you wouldn't miss? That's easier said than done. All right. I mean, I own XROF, but I never dollar cost average down. I just never did. I own a lot of shares of XROFs, but I never dollar cost average down. All right. Let me clear that. So this was just an interesting article watching, the tightening of lending and how that affect going on the market overall. Does VectorVest cover any Japanese ETFs? We got Chinese stocks, Jerome. We got a whole watch list called Kaching China, but not Japanese stocks per se. All right, not Japanese stocks per se. All right, let's go to my next. It is the job openings. Again, 10 million. There's a lot of people looking for people, which means that the economy is still strong, not as strong, but stronger than what the Fed is looking for, which again, I think twists their hand to make sure that they raise the next cycle. Advanced auto parts shares plummet to 30% after dismal results, cuts to outlook and to dividend. Ooh. Let's go take that up. That's AAP. Let's go put that in my list. Viewers, let's go look at the indices first. All of the major indices are down. Even the VIX is popping down a little bit. Still, as we get going towards the end of the day, the VIX is gaining a little bit less. It's less down than it was earlier today. All right, let's go to the big news story. Let's go put in AAP. So they missed earnings and they got smoked. USDCNH is going higher. What the flying flip is that, Dan? It's going higher and higher, not the typical de-dollarization trend. Again, you need to watch my video. Wow, look at that. Down 34%. Good upside. The safety wasn't there, but good googly muggly. It's getting beat like a rented mule. All right, let's go to the next story. American Airlines. I'm waiting to see the stats for Memorial Day weekend travel. But American Airlines raises profit forecast thanks to stronger demand and cheaper fuel. Cheaper fuel. We're going to get why the fuel is cheaper in a second. But people still, I still don't understand. This is my opinion too. I still don't understand that if we are possibly in a recession and people are cutting back and all of this, that, and the other thing, people are still spending money to travel. That's interesting. You know, people are still willing to spend money to travel. American Airlines raises profit forecast thanks to stronger demand and cheaper fuel. The cheaper fuel part I can totally understand. All right. And again, I'm going to get to that in a second. Let's go put American Airlines in there. All right. I would rather put a couple of other travel stocks in there as well. But AAL, American Airlines. I'm also going to put BKMJ, Booking.com. All right, Booking. And let's go put in Delta, American. What's another airline? One more airline. There's another one. Oh, Love. Let's go put in Southwest. All right. So I'm going to put all of those in. I'm wondering if American Airline is going up on the news. It's the only one. Delta is not. Love is not. Fuel is not cheap in Canada, says Fireblazer. Upstart has been going up consistently for the past few weeks. Is that driven by Fed potentially? Pause. I don't know, VJ. I'd have to take a look at it. What does Upstart do? I got to know what they do first. UPST. I'll answer my own question in a second. Student loan repayments are about to start again. Yep, I know that. I saw that. Upstart. What does it do? Financial software. View the stock. Analysis report. Engages in the provision of cloud-based artificial intelligence. Oh, it's an AI stock. No. So it doesn't have to do with Fed. This is another AI-driven stock. Intelligence lending platform. All right. Artificial intelligence lending platform. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I think that's got nothing to do with the Fed. I think that if anything, that's got to do with AI. AI affects a lot of different things. All right, let's get back into the stories. Next one, EV infrastructure. This is interesting because a lot of people, everybody knows how I feel about EVs. I think it's a great place to make money. Tesla's the big boy, but I hear a lot of people talk about the infrastructure. I hear a lot of people talk about the grid, being able to drive from place to place and be able to charge it in a short amount of time. What Ford and Tesla's charger partnership means for drivers. I think that's a smart deal in being able to, Ford and Tesla are partnering up to give drivers of the Ford EVs access to Tesla's superchargers in America. That's huge. Why is that huge? Because Tesla's got the most chargers out there. But Ford and Tesla meeting up together for this, I think it's a good thing. I am going to put in, Dan, we already talked about that. It's one of my 4 industries that I want you to keep your eyes on. Which was it? Cement, glass, steel, and copper. I've been talking about that, Dan. That copper is something that those are one of my 4 hottest industries right now. I want to put in Ford and Tesla into my list. I think that's going to be a good deal. Tesla, and I also ChargePoint, CHPT, ChargePoint. I'm thinking that the infrastructure needs to be in place for cars to be able to travel longer distances. ChargePoint is all the way at the bottom, but there's Ford towards the bottom. Actually, Tesla is below American Airline, or right dead even with VST. Right, Tesla is the king of EV. Absolutely, Dan. Absolutely. Up is an air charter. What is that? Is an air? What is that, Rick? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Rick. Up is an air charter. All right. So as I look at that story between Tesla and Ford, I actually put on another charging company as well. All right. AI stock surges. I'm thinking that AI, C3 AI, when they do earnings, I think that it's going to be, I honestly think it's going to be like an NVIDIA. I think it's going to do well. I think because the space is hot. And a lot of other industries, a lot of other companies are being driven by AI. Just like NVIDIA beat, I'm thinking that AI might beat as well. That's my opinion, but let's go take a look at it. Let's go put it in my list. AI. If I look at it on my list, Tesla welcome Ford owners to thousands of superchargers across North America next year. Look at this. AI, way overvalued. The safety is not there, though. I think that this is news-driven. RT is above 1. The stock's in an uptrend, down day to day, prior to earnings. I think that it beats. I think that it beats specifically because of the news-driven. But if I analyze the stock, fundamentally not sound. All right, relative value, relative safety, both below 1. Only thing that's helping it is that RT is above 1. And they've got double-digit earnings growth. Negative earnings, but double-digit earnings growth. I think that this is news-driven and that they beat on the being able to hang on the coattails of AI moving up. All right, that's what I think. That's what I think. AAP cut dividends 83%. Oof. AAP. Did they wow, yeah, and they're getting smoked. Upstock is a private air charter company, NetJet's competitor. All right, Rick. So again, I'll give you an opportunity to look at individual stocks. Canada and Tesla also agree by year end to add charging in Canada. I'm telling you that the deal, thank you, Peter, that the deal that Ford and Tesla made not only helps in the United States, but helps in Canada, but it helps to bolster up the infrastructure for cars to get, electric cars to get across the country. That's what's needed. And a lot of people did not like the whole EV space because infrastructure wasn't there. I think it's slowly but surely getting there. All right, let's go to the next story. This is the oil story. Russia and Saudi Arabia are at odds after a flood of Russian oil supply pushed the commodities price below a key break-even level needed to fund Saudi projects. Russia's just putting all this oil out there cheap. It's driving the stocks price, driving oil prices lower. All right, we did that too when we bought from the reserves to put our oil out there. Well, Saudi Arabia ain't feeling that. All right, Saudi Arabia ain't feeling that. Now our electric bills will be the same as gas prices. I don't know. Most people charge their cars on off-peak hours, right? So it's less expensive. But, you know, looking at this story, Russia's pumping of cheap oil into the market is helping put a downward pressure on the price for the commodity. So oil prices are still going down. Let's go put in USO for oil. Man, and I'm wondering, AAL worth a buy this time? I don't know yet, EGM. As I look at USO, look at that. Oil, look at that, $60.86. Has anybody ever found a story on if the U.S. is buying back oil? Look at that. We should be. It's cheap enough that we should be replacing our strategic reserves. If we ain't, and we don't, it's silly on our part. It's cheap. Putin needs to fund the war. Yeah, I know, but it's cheap oil. I don't know how much money he's getting out of it, Sal. I don't know how much money he's getting out of it. Lots of videos of EV travelers charging at stations and paying as much as one more than a tank of gas. I don't know that. I don't know. Fireblazer, I cannot confirm nor deny that. I can't confirm nor deny that. All right, so that's what's going on with oil. NVIDIA, why I like NVIDIA, I still like NVIDIA. NVIDIA becomes the first $1 trillion chip maker. Even though I've been brought to my attention about SMCI, NVIDIA becomes the first $1 trillion chip maker. That's big news. Let's go put up SMCI and NVIDIA. NVDA and SMCI. I put them both up. So if I'm still looking at all of these stocks that we're getting from the news, SMCI is at the top by VST. Where is NVIDIA? Towards the top half with a VST of 1.2. ChargePoint is at the bottom. Ford is. You remember I showed you the story where Ford said that Tesla's not even a competitor of theirs, and I was like, that was Ford giving Tesla the finger, and Tesla's like, whatever. We are buying oil, Jerome. I hadn't seen anything. EJM says just got out of SMCI today. It's down 4%, almost 5%. Jerome, I just haven't seen any stories. Maybe I'm not digging deep enough. I'm just not finding the stories. I haven't found anything that we're actually starting to buy. Michael says on May 15th, I found an article. U.S. to buy 3 million barrels to refill emergency reserve. Thank you, Michael. All right, I appreciate that. I just haven't seen. When I got 60 tabs open of news, and I couldn't find a story on the Fed buying back oil. Joey doesn't like that I have that many open anyway, but I didn't find anything. But thank you both for letting me know. All right, last story in the list is a stock MRKR on announced preclinical for CAR T refractory cells and lymphoma cells. All right, so nice big move up on the stock today. Let's go take a look. Is this news or noise? MRKR. Sorry. That's the last stock in my list. MRKR. Where does it fall by VST? Towards the bottom. It is called fairly valued. VST is slightly above 1. Nice move up today, almost 30% move today. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let me work it. Slip down to show you how to reverse it. And you're up there. And if you got a big stock, let me work it. Let me show you how to twerk it. How many of you know that reference? Type it in the room if you know that reference. All right, so this was news driven, but a lot of give back. Look at that closed candle. What did the stock's price close at yesterday? It closed at a price of $1.33. It went up today as high as $1.95. I'm thinking that's profit taken, but it could be good news. It could be good news for the company. Just looking at the company over the last 3 months, over the last 6 months, over the last year, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know if this is just news driven. Many AI stocks have more than doubled and in some cases quadrupled year to date. NVIDIA is the first chip stock that was even worth $1 trillion for a short time. Is generative AI the next tech bubble? I don't know if I'm going to call it a bubble yet. I think that it's still in its infancy. A lot of companies are making money off of the AI boom, and a lot of other companies are in there trying to get a piece of the pie. They finally got a piece of the pie. All right. So I hope it's U.S. oil too. So I don't know where we're going to get the oil from. I think we should be buying our own oil, Sal. I think we're buying our own oil to replenish the reserves. All right. U.S. exports and imports oil as part of the global market. I hear that. But we need to be buying more to replace the oil we took out of the reserves. That was my question, Rick. You know, I know we do that as part of the global market, but we need to go outside of just the global market to replace the oil that we took out of the reserves to sell and put back into the market. Intuitive Surgical is a beautiful stock owned talking about healthcare, and Intuitive Surgical is also part of the AI space as well. All right, let me close out of that. Out of all of the stocks that made the news, I'm going to sort by CI, which shows me which stocks have the best ability to go up more than go down. SMCI, NVIDIA, and actually Booking.com. That stock is a $2,500 stock. Good googly muggly. I still think that earnings about to come out on AI. I think it's going to be like another NVIDIA. That's what I honestly think. Oil is going down in price, just going down, down, down. Charge point, along with the Ford Tesla deal, I think that charging companies are going to have some upside. Advanced Auto Part missed earnings and cut dividend. Yeah, that's what happens there. Delta Airlines, American Airlines. I'm still not a big fan of the airlines. Just not quite yet. Not a fan of the airlines just quite yet. The EPA wants to reduce mercury down to 38%, but everything uses mercury. I'm not sure how that fits into the picture of stuff. All right, so those are the main news story stocks. I would pay attention to the ones that have CI above 1. Also, longer term, I'd look for the stocks that have RVs above 1. One of them is a sell. There's AAP. We all know what happened with them. But the rest of them that have good upside potential are buys or holds. Let's go see which ones are moving up the fastest. SMCI, AI, NVIDIA, MRKR, American. A lot more of my stocks have RTs above 1 than any other indicator. All right. Customer picks, we're going to come to that in a second. I'm not giving you any bullish stocks today. In regards to what's going on with the debt ceiling and making a deal, I'm not giving you any bullish stocks today. I will concentrate on contra ETFs. Those are stocks I want you to keep your eyes on. I know we're getting a nice run coming into the close, but look at that BNKD, SOX, HIBs. Out of my 10 contras that I have up here, 9 out of the 10 are going up. I think that this is a better place to be as long as the market looks like this. All right, this is a 3-month view of the market. That's the reason why I'm keeping you in view of the contras. But I am watching coming off of this level of support. The market's getting ready to bounce off of that. We're still to the bottom side of this wedge. All right, still shows some levels of bearishness, but this level of support on the composite sitting at 55.29 is a beautiful level of support. Current past level of resistance. This is a good marker right here. It's a good marker right here. All right, so I'm not giving you any bullish stocks to take a look at. I will look at phase 3 drugs that I want you to keep your eyes on. All right, remember, these are stocks that have some kind of phase 3 attached to them. Just take a picture of them, whatever you need to do. Take a picture of these. These are stocks that I want you to keep on your radar. The reason why I do this is how many times have you seen a stock in the space go up 200-300% and you're like, man, I didn't even know something was going on with them. That's why I give you these stocks on a weekly basis. Stocks that I want you to keep your eyes on that have that kind of potential. Dan says Meta at 263 from 88 7 months ago. I see some good deals in the market again. Uranium stocks looking interesting, just waiting for the long-term contracting to kick in. Lead is mercury. Oh, well, we want to get rid of lead, right? We do. All right. Let's go take a look at your stocks. Let's finish up with taking a look at your stocks. Now I want you to give me your stocks. All right, now I'll type them in the room as I use my green mug to drink my water out of. Looks like it's invisible. All right, give me your stocks. I'm waiting. All right, TGT, comma, would you buy SMCI today? Yep. I'll tell you why in a second. I'll put it in there. Novo, comma, Psi. NOVO, what is it? NVO. NVO, comma, NNOX, comma, NET, comma, X, steel. I like steel, Lou. RMBS, comma, apps, EXTR, comma, ACGL, comma, TWM. It's in a Russell. Why would you use TWM instead of IWM? SoFi, comma, Express, EXPR, comma, I already got Exeter in there. I already got Net in there. BELFB, BELFB. I got that stock. Interesting. AMGN, comma, CCJ. I'm liking that play, Jerome. I'm not putting Pats in there, Jake. SoFi is already in there, and SMH I'm not putting in there. Why are you messing with me, Jake? Why are you messing with me? All right. Those are my stocks. TO, I'll put that in there. Cecilia. All right. Let's go take a look at them. So out of all the stocks you gave me, you gave me 17 stocks. I got 4 sells. Target, man, that's PR right there. Something about rainbow clothes and something and whatever. Steel, I still think has been beaten up, but I think that with the boom that's getting ready to happen, with the building of a lot of these mega factories coming into the United States, keep your eyes on steel. Digital Turbine, up today, but a sell recommendation. Express Retail, close, sell recommendation as well. Oh, you can see. Thank you, says Cecilia. I can see. I miss, Cecilia. I try hard to answer everybody, but it doesn't always work. I try though. I do try. Maria wants CRW, CrowdStrike, CRWD, and there was one more. GDXD, comma, GDXD, comma, cred. All right. Cred I ain't got. CrowdStrike is already in there. All right, so now I got 18 stocks now, right? I got 19 stocks. So based on these, you said, would I still buy SMCI now? Let's go view the stock graph. Let's go view the stock graph. Put this on a 1-month graph. Is the stock doing what I wanted to do? Down day to day. Would I still buy? The answer to your question is yes, but I would wait for it to go 12 cents higher than the high. That's a 1-month high. I do like the move up with above average volume. Volume's leveling out. Down day to day. A lot of selling, buying pressure with the big wick at the top of the candle. That could actually almost be a hanging man. It's not 2 times the body, though. The 3 and the 8 is solid. The stop is solid. If I'm not in it now, I'd really like to see if the stock can go up above that level right there. If I do own it, though, I'm going to give you a line in the sand. There's the most recent gap up. If it drops below 196.14, I'd probably take it off the table. All right. But would I still buy it now? Yes, as long as it continues moving higher. One day doesn't make a trend. All right. Let's go look at all your other stocks. SoFi, Bell Fuse. Let's go look at all of these on a graph. Right click, view the stock graph. Yeah. Okay. Did I get it right? Let's go put this on a 6-month graph. All right. RMBS. I'm waiting for it to load up. I like the stock. Look at that. Bottom left, top right. Down day, followed by another down day, selling pressure. Put this on a 3-month graph. I'd be careful with this. The 3 hasn't crossed below the 8, but you know what I don't like? Even on an end-of-day basis, the price is now closed below the 3-day. That's a good, quick way to get out of it. Would I get into it now? No. When I think about getting out of it now, today's candle is below the 3. It looks like it's going to close below the 3. I'd probably get out of it. If you want to give the stock a lot more room, here's our stop price. All right, let's go to the next stock. BELFB, nicely, the 3 and the 8 crossed right when it broke above that level of resistance. Beautiful move. Little bit of a shooting star pattern right now by way of candles with follow through. I think that based upon that alone, if I'm in it, I might want to take some of that off the table. That's a candlestick reversal. That's a candlestick reversal. All right, so I would probably think about it. And that's even before the price 3 went below the 8. And not only that, it did close right now below the 3. I think that's a good, quick way of getting out of the stock. All right, I don't want you to give up the profits if you've got them. EXTR, though, on the other hand, nice open day today. Watch that. It might be going parabolic, but I like the volume behind it. And RT is rising as well. I would go 12 cents higher than the high. I would go 12 cents higher than the high. If I want to think about getting into it, but based on the market's conditions, I'd wait. All right, I want to see what goes on with this credit ceiling thing first. But man, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful move. Nice open. I wonder if that's an earnings play. Nope, it's not an earnings play. It's probably news driven. But the stock's price is doing exactly what you wanted to do. And again, if it falls back below the 3 or watch for the 3 and the 8 to cross, that's a good opportunity to take that profit off the table. ACGL, not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. That's on a 3-month graph. Not only did 3.8 fall, but it fell below a level of support and closely getting to our level of the stop. Where would I have gotten out? You know, hindsight is always 20/20, but I like to get in on the 3.8. I like to get out on the 3.8. I probably would have gotten out there rather than holding it now. If you're still holding it now, I got another level of support right here. If you want to give it some room, or right to this level of 67, 69, or just leave it. Get out of the stock. I mean, but the stop price is falling. Fundamentally, where is it? That's why. Stop price is falling because the fundamentals on the stock are good. Relative value, relative safety are good. We're trying to keep you in that, give you some patience, trying to keep you in that stock longer. But the 3.8 already crossed. It also broke through a level of support. With the debt deal, which might go through, do you see the market going up a lot? I see that the market could potentially go up tomorrow if the deal is voted on tonight. Problem is, even with it going up, what's changed in the market? Inflation is still where it is. I still think that the Fed raises interest rates. Put those two things together, what's really changed? Except for the idea that we're optimistic about raising the debt ceiling. Does it go up tomorrow? Possibly. All right, does it go up a lot? Possibly. Long term, what does that mean? Nothing. Because we still got to deal with everything else that we got to deal with. None of that stuff has changed yet. That's my 2 cents on it. Okay. Wow. SoFi, big move. I don't know what the news is on it. That's a lot of move. I don't want to check the news. That's a lot of move on big volume. Wow, that's a new 3-month high. Not a 6-month high, but that is a 3-month high. Big move. I'm watching that. Possibly, let me zoom in. Possibly some profit taking going on tomorrow, maybe. I'm thinking. It not only gapped up, but open candle with, this is FOMO. This is fear of missing out after the stock prices moved up so much on big volume. That's what this is. But the people who have been holding it since the day before, I'm probably going to be like, yeah, go ahead and pile into it until I take my money. All right? Until I take my money. I think that pulls back. I don't know what the news is. All right? I don't know what the news is. Let's go to net. Wow, love the move on that as well. Rising along with the stock's price. New 3-month high. Very little wick at the top, more wick at the bottom, more buying pressure than selling pressure. Broke through over the last couple of days through 2 levels of resistance and still moving up. I like the move. I like to move it. I like to move it. I like CrowdStrike. Earnings play, moving up on good volume. RT, yeah, I like the play. Now, keep in mind on all of the stocks that I like the moves to the upside, just keep in mind what's going on in the market. And keep in mind that the market's direction affects about 80% of the stocks in the market. All right, so CrowdStrike I like. All right, but I got a little bit of a spinning top, big wick at the bottom and the top. After earnings, just keep your eyes on that, but the stock's price is moving. Again, I'd wait if that's the case after this nice long move up. If the stock's price end of day closes below the 3 exponential moving average, probably a good opportunity to take it. Now, uranium. Uranium is all over the place. Nice open candle today. The 3 and the 8 haven't crossed up yet, and I am sitting in a channel. I would play this off the support resistance because it is going all over the place. The stop price is fine. All of that stuff. RT went back above 1. Nice move. But I'm going to give it profit target up into this level about 28.60. All right, and after that, I'm going to probably watch it fall back. It's been doing that over the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. So just keep that in mind. On NNOX, I don't like this big sell-off. I don't know what happened. I just don't like this big sell-off. That's a bearish signal. That is a shooting star pattern. Look to see if you get followed through the next day. I do like the move up. That's nice. The 3.8 holding. The 3.8 crossed here on 526. But today's candle, I don't like it. If you're in it and you've made some money, don't be afraid to take some off the table. TO, Remember when it was rocking and rolling, and now it's just rolling. It was rocking, now it's rolling. Good opportunity to have gotten out is when the 3 went below the 8 instead of holding it all the way up until now. Not only did the 3 cross below the 8, but RT went below 1. Both happened on the same day. That was a sign. All right, if you're still in it, there's no reason why you should be. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. Next one, TWM, Russell, moving sideways, a little bit of a channel within a channel within a channel. A lot of lines of resistance and support. I do like that it broke through resistance today, but came back down. I'm just going to wait. Some of these stocks I'm not willing to do anything on just quite yet. That's one of them. AMGN, I like the retracement off of the stop price. Look at that. The 3 and the 8 are about to cross. I would keep my eyes on it. All right, when would I buy into this? When the 3 end of day crosses above the 8. If I need more confirmation, I'd like to see RT go above 1. But preliminarily, I like the pullback, hard pullback. Wait for the 3 to cross above the 8 as a possible entry. I wouldn't get into it yet. GDXD, the heck is this? It's in a commodity. Macro sectors. Whatever it is, the price today closed below the 3. That's my opportunity, especially if I've made some money here. The price closed below the 3. And what else is getting ready to happen? The 3 is about to cross below the 8. And then what else is going to happen? I got a level of support right here, sitting at the value of about $5.30. A lot of things is getting ready to happen. The first one that I see is that the price today closed below the 3 exponential moving average. Good opportunity to get out. Target, yeah, earnings, talk about stuff, and it's getting beaten up. A lot of people are dropping it too. Look at the rise in negative volume, and look at the rise in volume as the stock's price is falling. People are actively jumping out of it, pretty much jumping out of it. I wouldn't want to be near target right now. Steel, I see that it's below the stop price, sell recommendation, at a level of support. I still think you keep your eyes on this. Didn't say to go buy it now. Keep your eyes on this industry. All right. Apps. Wow. Gap down after earnings and still haven't been able to overcome this level of resistance. That's a gap down. I wouldn't touch this. There's nothing telling me it's okay to buy it yet. And the last stock in the list, wow, Express getting beat up as well. Right at a level of support, but just going down, down, down after earnings as well. All right, so we took a look at your stocks. We took a look at what's going on in the market. We took a look at some news. We did a lot of stuff. The EPA wants U.S. Steel to cut down 30% of the use of mercury in the steel production. Well, if it's going to make it better, then do it. But it's probably going to be expensive to do it as well. All right, I'm done. Man, we did a lot of talking today. I had the Jockey Club this morning. I had Susan this afternoon and afternoon market action today. Joey, you think I talked enough today? He's not even there. Sigh. Yeah. Oh. You want me to talk some more, Joey?
So your little heart desires.
All right. What stock did I forget of yours? I don't know which stock it was. Well, whichever one it was, I'm going back in the chat. Novo. Didn't I put NV, and did I put that stock in there? I swear I did. I didn't jump. I talked about it. Didn't I? It was in the list. 1 month. Thank you, Joey. 1 month. I don't like it. 3 month. Didn't I talk about this? Where's it sitting? Right at a level of support. I did talk about this. I said the time that I would have gotten out was at the 3.8, but right now it's at a level of support. Let's go horizontal. If it crosses below this 158.41, I'd probably get out of the stock. The fundamentals are there, though. Relative value, relative safety, as I can see by way of the stop price. But the 3.8 cross, it's sitting about, it might have some downside, but it's in a channel. All right, it's in a channel. Man, I know I talked about it. Glenn's hat did all the talking. No, he didn't. All right, now I got to go. Where's my other button? There we go. All right, folks, Western Wednesday. How many likes did we get? You know me, I want to get 100 likes. If it was worth it for you to be here, hit the like button. If you're brand new to the channel and you like the content, hit the subscribe button. After this is up on YouTube for you guys to watch as a video on demand, share the video. Could Joey please put the questions and comments in a place that does not block out the ticker symbols? Oh, Joey, did you see that? OBS broke. Okay, it's back. Hey, I gotta go. Tomorrow, what do I have tomorrow? Tomorrow I have Trending Thursday. For you people that are in the Jockey Club, I've got Jockey Club with you guys on Friday. All right. So that's the rest of my week. So we got Trending Thursday tomorrow. We've got a 6 p.m. video on Friday. And we've got a Friday live stream on the mobile app. Good luck, everyone. Remember to take your profit. Way to go, EJ. I like that right there. But let's go see what happens. Let's go see what happens with this vote on the debt ceiling. I will talk about that tomorrow. With that, folks, I'm done. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya.